Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist. I own 52 units of real estate, built up a $6 million net worth, and I cash flow $10,000 net a month on real estate. So on top of that, I do invest in universal life insurance, which I've gotten a lot of shit for lack of a better word, because there's a lot of negative connotation around it. And someone had a question, so check out those videos first, but someone had a clarification question asking, you say universal life insurance is something beneficial for high net worth individuals. I've always been taught that universal life insurance is a bad investment. Can you do a video talking about the benefits are to high net worth individuals? And there's a comment response to that saying, as an investment vehicle, it's a terrible product. If you plan on getting divorced or need to shelter money from a potential lawsuit, that could be a use case. So at a high level, let me talk about how I do my universal life whole life index universal whole life investment strategy. So anytime I buy, so I have two policies. I have an index universal life policy and a variable universal life policy, and I have videos talking about both. But at a high level, what I do is I have, let's just say, a $1.5 million index universal life policy. And what I do is I max fund these policies over 7 years because that's what the law allows you to. So what happens is when you max fund your policy, yes, there's a lot of fees associated with life insurance, right? I have my Transamerica Index Universal Life Insurance statement right in front of me. So I'm going to talk about all the expenses you pay and all the fees that you pay to be fully transparent. But it's really, you have to max fund the policy to get the most benefit. So what I'd recommend is instead of don't look at the minimum premium you need to pay. Insurance agents always quote you the minimum because they want to sell you the highest death benefit. What you want to look at is what's the maximum that you can fund a policy and what does that amount look like? So for example, if your minimum is, if you can only afford $500 a month in a whole life insurance policy, make sure that 500 isn't the minimum you need. So let's say the minimum for a 1 million is 500, but make sure the 500 is the max. So you might be getting a $200,000 death benefit, but you can max fund it at $500 a month. That makes the most sense to invest in because when you max fund it, yes, you're going to pay fees for the cost of insurance for all these other, 4, 5, 6 different fees that they're going to charge you. But whatever is left over gets invested into like a S&P 500 index fund typically. And from there, that's when you start to accumulate interest and dividends on a monthly basis. So that's how I do it for my index universal life versus my variable universal life. Comparing the two, variable universal life has no cap, no floor, less fees. So you ride the market up and down. Index universal life, there's a ceiling at let's say 15%. There's a floor of 1%. So if the market goes down by 10% in 1 month, you get 1%. If the market goes up by 30% 1 month and the ceiling is 15%, you only get 15%. So it's pros and cons. So yes, I completely agree with the comment. It's not the greatest investment vehicle. I'm better off investing in Vanguard index funds, which I do, right? Why I invest in whole life insurance and why I say it's for higher net worth individuals is there's many benefits of it, right? So number one, the obvious benefit is if something happens to you, the only thing guaranteed in life are death and taxes. If you get hit by a car, your family's gonna get a lump sum of money tax-free, right? And if you're a higher net worth individual, you get something called estate tax. Once you're beyond, I think right now it's $23 million net worth, there's an estate tax on all your assets, which could be up to 20%. So if you're, let's say for simplicity, your net worth is 25 million, you might get a $5 million tax bill. So what a lot of estate planners do is they'll max fund a whole life policy so that when they pass away, that lump sum that's tax-free is used to pay the estate tax. Oh, just knocked my microphone. So that's why I say it's for really high net worth individuals. Like today, my net worth is 6 million, and if it doubles every 10 years, in 10 years from now, when I'm 44, it's going to be 12 million. When I'm 54, it's going to be 24 million. When I'm 64, it's going to be 48 million, and so on, right? And assuming I live to let's say 90, it's going to double, and double. So for me, I use life insurance as a way to pay for my future estate tax, right? That's one method. Another method of life insurance and why I say it's for high net worth individual is, once again, it's a great shelter of money from a potential lawsuit. Like same with the 401k, right? So 401k is sheltered from lawsuits. Life insurance is sheltered from lawsuits. What's also, so that's great. Another strategy for like high net worth individuals. So, once again, like I say, like max funded whole life insurance is an investment strategy you should do after you maxed out your 401k, after you have an emergency reserve, after you've done index funds, after you've invested in real estate. So this is like investment number like 5 or 6, right? After you've invested in a business. So that's why I say it's for high net worth individuals who have that disposable income to max fund life insurance over 7 years. And what's nice about the life insurance as well is whatever money that grows in there, it grows tax-free. So if I'm getting monthly dividends of $500, $600, I don't pay taxes on that because it just goes into a life insurance policy. And when I'm ready to draw money from my life insurance policy, it comes out as a loan. So when you take a loan against your life insurance policy, so let's just say I take out $1,000 or $100,000 of my cash value in my life insurance policy, it comes out as a loan. So I'm paying interest to the life insurance policy, which goes back to myself or goes to their fees, probably, and then maybe some goes to yourself. But when you take out a loan, it's tax-free because it's a loan, right? Like just like when I do a cash out refinance on real estate, it's a loan, the money is tax-free. So your money is growing and compounding tax-free. You can pull out the money as a loan tax-free when you need it. And versus when I have money in an index fund in Vanguard in a brokerage account, whatever dividends I get, I pay taxes on that, right? So it's another way to grow tax-free money. So the correct way to do whole funded life insurance is this. You want to max fund it over 7 years. And then once you max fund it for 7 years, what you want to do is you want to start lowering your death benefit. Because when you start lowering your death benefit, your cost of insurance goes down. So if you have a $2 million death benefit, your cost of insurance is going to be higher compared to somebody who has a $1 million death benefit. The cost of insurance is less, right? Makes sense. Higher the death benefit, higher the cost of insurance. Lower the death benefit, lower the cost of insurance. So what you want to do is, let's say you have $1 million policy for simplicity, and you have a cash value of $500,000. So realistically, you're being insured for about $500,000. So your cost of insurance is $500,000. And what you want to do is you want to lower your death benefit to maybe $800,000. At which point now your cost of insurance is $300,000 and your cash value is building up, right? So I know it's a little bit confusing. I may not be explaining it the best, but conceptually is you want to max fund it. And after you finish max funding it, you want to slowly lower your death benefit over the next few years. And I think per year you can lower your death benefit by about 20% to be reasonable. So imagine you max fund it for 7 years, and once you hit year 7, year 8, you're going to lower your death benefit by 20%. Year 9, you lower your death benefit by 20%. Year 10, you lower your death benefit by 20%, to the point where maybe your cash value is almost the same as your death benefit, at which point your cost of insurance is a lot less, and that's when you start to pay less fees. So you have to invest in it in a right way and in a long way. So I'm like on year, I think I bought my policies in 2019, so I'm on year 5 right now, so I'm close to being done max funding it, right? And what's nice about whole life insurance is that you can choose to max fund it at your leisure, right? Like I could not max fund it at all, year 7, drop a lump sum in there. And you have to know how much you can drop in there. So the higher your death benefit, the more money you can put into it. The lower your death benefit, the less money you can put into it. So that's why I chose a $1.5 million policy, because I was wanting to max fund about $3,000 a month. And I do that for 7 years, and once 7 years is done, I'm going to start lowering my death benefit to basically lower my cost of insurance. So that's another reason why it's for high net worth individuals. For the average everyday Joe, can't go wrong with term life insurance. I own term life insurance in addition to whole life insurance, right? So that's why. And another reason why I like kind of whole life insurance is because, like I said, it's just another investment vehicle. So overall, for whole life insurance, there are a lot of fees, right? So let me break down all the fees that I have to pay on my statement here. So basically, let me pull it up here. So basically, let's say I invest $500 a month in this current policy. The net premium is only about $250. So half are going to fees. I have monthly deduction fee of $170. I have another fee of about $30, and another, so as you can see, half of it goes to fees. But in the month, I basically earned about $550. So I put in $500. My fees were about $250, but in that month, I got paid about $500 in dividends. So in a weird way, the dividends paid for my cost of insurance. So like I said, once again, like it's not the best investment. It's really for a different purpose, and it's more geared towards higher net worth individuals. But I know the life insurance agents always sell it to the middle class America. But to me, I think for middle class, just term. But once you're a high net worth individual, then you can do max funded whole life insurance over time. So, once again, hopefully this gave you some value, some context. Let me know if you have any questions about life insurance. If you're looking to buy multifamily real estate or some guidance, check out the mentorship program. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.